Hey guys, we got to talk about this guitar. I'm sure a lot of you have figured it out with my last cover and some of the posts I made. Basically, this is one of Tom's original late 90s Les Pauls. Tom being Tom Delonge. And crazy story. Some of you had seen it for sale. By the way, I'm gonna try and knock out as many frequently asked questions as I can. But yeah, it was for sale on Reverb recently, and it had been up for a few days before I even noticed it. And so when I saw it, I messaged the seller and found out that it was actually Chris Cote from the band Cut You Up that was selling it. And he was in a very popular documentary called Riding in Vans with Boys. And if you're not familiar with that, it's basically a documentary of his band as they toured one of the biggest punk rock tours ever. This was in 2002 when they toured with Blink 182, Green Day, Jimmy Eat World, and I think Saves the Day took over when Jimmy Eat World left. So it was a massive tour, and they were a very, very small band. They had only been playing for about a year and a half, according to the documentary. And they had been good friends with Tom, maybe even Mark, I don't remember, for a few years. Apparently Chris was their drum tech for like 3 years. I'm not entirely sure when. But from what I gathered, Tom had given Chris and one of the other members of the band 2 of his Les Pauls. There's this one, which was basically his backup Les Paul, and there was the wine red Les Paul, which I can only assume was the Billabong Les Paul. And the stickers were taken off of all of them, but you can clearly see, well, I can clearly see, I don't know how well you can see it, but you can see where there's an outline of a big sticker that used to be right here, and then there was another sticker put here afterwards, and looks like there was some right around here, maybe even under here. And if you see some pictures that I'll link, you can definitely tell that Tom had some stickers on his black Les Paul. Anyway, so there was the red one, and then there was this one, and you can see them all over that documentary. They're using it a ton. And as far as I know, I actually asked Chris. I'm going to pull up the official word of what he said. But he said that when he got this Les Paul, or both of them, he kept this one, and Micah in his band kept the other one. And let me see here. He said, we went on tour with Blink and Green Day, Pop Disaster tour. Tom gave me and my band 2 of these Gibsons. One of them went to the other guitar player. One stayed with me and then went into storage when we got back from tour. So essentially, from what he's saying, this hadn't been played basically in about 16 years. And it surprisingly held up very well. It could have very easily had, neck problems and, whatever else. But surprisingly, it's held up really well. So there's a video attached to him playing this one. And that was actually, the video that was attached was when Blink played Mutt, when they played Mutt in Australia on, I think it was, I forget the name of the show, but it was the show with that really weird host with the big mouth. So he sent me some pictures. Let's see. Yeah, so he says, Micah had the wine-colored one, and somewhere along the way, in and out of all of our partying, it must have gotten lost to the rock and roll demon gods. So, unfortunately, it looks like Tom's more famous wine red Les Paul is somewhere out in the world, hopefully being played Maybe by someone that has no idea that it has so much history. But I don't know. As for this guitar, I don't know if he had more than one black one. He might have. With the pictures that I've seen, I mean, obviously this one, like I said, had that big sticker on it. I'm not sure exactly what it was, because it was kind of hard to see. It looked like maybe it was like a girl or something. But it's definitely the one when they played Mutt in Australia. And there's definitely a few other videos I saw actually in the late '98, where it actually had this configuration. This was like, must have been right around when Tom was experimenting with just like the single volume knob and the Seymour Duncan Invader, because this does have an Invader Seymour Duncan, and I did check, it is the bridge version, and it actually has just a regular just Gibson neck humbucker as far as I know. I'm rambling. I don't know. I don't know where I left off. So I don't know if Tom had more than one black one. This could have been maybe the only one. I do believe there was only one red. I asked Chris, and he thinks there might have been another one, but he's not sure, or at least he didn't 100% confirm it. So I don't know. Let me go through some other questions just to kind of see. So people were asking me if I was going to mod it or anything. I absolutely will not mod anything unless it's absolutely necessary. For example, like if the nut was just unusable, like if something was just ringing really really bad and buzzing, and I couldn't not change it, then I'm gonna change it. But I'm not gonna change the Spurzle tuners. Tom clearly put those on. He's a big fan of the Spurzles. I'm not gonna change the pickup out. It actually sounds really great in this Les Paul. I was very surprised, because I always tell people not to put Invaders in Les Pauls, but here it works. I'm not going to change the control layout or anything like that. All I did to it was polish the frets, because they were very, very tarnished. And I just, I oiled the fretboard. That was it. So I didn't have to straighten the neck. I didn't have to change the intonation or the action or anything. It was pretty much spot on. I couldn't believe how good it played as soon as I just strung it up and cleaned up the frets and everything. I couldn't believe it. When I actually got the guitar, it had 4 strings on it, and they were all very rusty. I did save them. I doubt anybody would really care. I mean, if somebody wants them, they can have them, I guess. But I doubt Tom ever used those strings. Like I said, Chris and Brandon from Cut You Up used this guitar all over the Pop Disaster tour. So clearly Tom was not the last person to use it. What else do I got here? Will I mod it? No. What was it used for? So as far as I can tell, somebody had also commented, I haven't personally looked into it. It seems like this was made in '97. I don't think this was made even before the Dude Ranch album. It's most likely that Tom used the Strat, the white Strat that he had, to record the whole thing. Maybe he used some other guitars, but I do not believe that this was used to record Dude Ranch. It is possible that I've used on Enema of the State. I mean, it's got that sound, man. It really does. It nails some of those songs like Mutt. It nails Anthem. Maybe not some of the others, like, I don't know, Going Away to College or something, but, I really do think it's possible that he used it on Enema of the State. I have no real way of confirming it. It did look like it was, or when they were in the studio recording that album, that he already had some of his signature Fender guitars, at least maybe a prototype or something. I'm not 100% sure on the dates for that. But he did 100% use this guitar for touring of Dude Ranch. It looked like he used it a lot on the Snowcore tour. I saw him using it on a couple songs. He was mostly using the Billabong guitar, but he definitely used it on some things that I can link below, like I believe he used it on Apple Shampoo on one tour. Maybe some other ones. It's hard to see sometimes on those old videos. I don't know. What else do I got here? I did mention what pickups were in it. People are asking me how much I paid for it. You know, it was expensive. I'm not gonna lie, but I did sell some stuff recently, and it was just good timing that, you know, I couldn't resist it. So if you know how much it costs, then you know. I'm not just gonna throw out the number. You know, some people know. Whatever. I don't really care. And some people were asking me already if I was selling it or if I'm planning on selling it. This is something that I fully intend to keep forever. The only reason I would sell this is if I was in dire financial problems. And I don't foresee that happening. I'm pretty good with my money. But you never know. You know, I could get in a car accident tomorrow and need thousands of dollars to fix myself. I don't know. Knock on wood. I don't want that to happen. But there is no way I would ever sell a piece of history just because I got tired of it, or, you know, I wanted some other piece of gear. You know, I will never want a piece of gear more than I want this. You know, it's just not going to happen. It means way too much to me, and it's just too special. So I think that's basically it as far as, you know, questions I was getting about the guitar. You're definitely going to be seeing it in more covers, stuff like that. I will definitely take more photos of this because I'm sure people will want it. Some close-ups and stuff. I'll probably post those maybe on my Facebook page or something a little better than Instagram, because Instagram just dumbs down everything usually anyway. I'll show the case off real quick. The case is very cool. It's got a Dalmatian print, which is pretty awesome. Got some Atticus stickers on there. Some more Atticus. Some Blink stickers that are like falling off. You can see in some spots that I used to say cut you up, or that I used to say Blink. Like I used to say Blink right there. But then I had cut you up written on top of it. I'm not entirely sure what that is. It's something from San Diego, California, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's see. Got like an old American Airwaves or Airlines thing. Another cut you up sticker there. Looks like from there this had gone to Hawaii at some point. Oh, crap. Sorry. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing really on the back. It just says cut you up really big on the back, and then another Atticus sticker there. Not much on the sides either. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the case anyway. Let me put this back down. So, another thing I did forget to mention is this strap was apparently Tom's too. You know, they're using it in the Cut You Up documentary. So I can only assume that it was Tom's. I mean, Chris, when he sold it to me, said that it was Tom's. So that's pretty awesome. Yeah, it's just a piece of history. You know, I can't believe it. It's very, very cool, and I'm super excited to have it. You know, I don't know. I can't believe it sometimes. It's pretty amazing. The whole last week or so, I knew it was coming, and I was just like in shock. I couldn't really believe it. And when it actually showed up, I still couldn't believe it. But yeah, really cool guitar. It's heavy. You know, it's a Les Paul. Neck isn't super fat, but you know, it's got a pretty standard size Gibson neck. Yeah, there you go. As far as a demo, I mean, I could plug it in real quick so you can get an idea. I mean, I already did that last cover, but I'll strum it a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Just for those curious, this is what the middle position sounds like. Neck pickup. That's pretty much it. Well, I could do a clean setting real quick. It's awesome. I can't deny it. Can't deny it. So thank you for watching. If you got any questions at all, leave them below. And I actually want to ask you guys something. If you can find some really good pictures of Tom around 97, 98 with a black Les Paul, send them to me. I'd be really interested to see. Or even videos. I mean, I've been scouring the internet as much as I can to find what I can, but definitely interested to see what else may be out there that has this guitar in it. So I'm very, very interested. I really appreciate it. So thank you for watching. Be sure to keep watching because I'm going to keep using this guitar and it's not going to sit in a case in storage anymore. It's gonna rock. I'm definitely going to use it on my next album and it's going to get a second life. So very excited. See you later.